The Elon Musk biography dropped this week, and Walter Isaacson, the author, he revealed some secrets about Elon's Doge strategy. This is around the blockchain. Thank you for joining, everybody. We got 3 phenomenal guests, so please hit that like button. I see chat going crazy already. We're going to go start in the green square with this fresh terrarium in the background. It is Firoz. That's why you're in the green square. You got the green thumb. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Good to be on twice in a week.
We love it, man. We love it. And also, we got Doug hype. He's feeling hype. He's looking hype. I do like the shades. What kind of shades are those?
Man, these are Miami Stunner shades. I got them on Miami Beach. I don't even know the brands of what I wear these. You know what I'm saying? People just dress me. I walk down the beach. They're like, here you go, baby. I got my stylist. It's just like fresh and clean. Bitcoin Miami week. You know what I'm saying? That's where you pick it up.
All right. And then that could mean they're $20 sunglasses or $2,000 sunglasses. Let's keep it a mystery, though, Doug. Also, on last but not least, we have Crypto Blood and Crypto Blood. Look at Sharp. How are you doing today?
Three times in a week, man. I think this is a record for me.
You know what? Beige is a good color. I like the beige on you, man. All right. Well, hey, the MRE video should be on Blockchain Basement Short, so you can also find it on my Twitter. All right, let's get into the news here. We have Deutsche Bank going to custody Bitcoin. Who is Deutsche Bank? All right, it's a top 20 bank, so 2021. Germany's largest bank. I think Angela Merkel, she has an account there. They're teaming up with the Swiss company Taurus. And shout out to all the Tauruses in the chat. I think you have to hit the like button now. Their head of global securities saying Deutsche and Taurus, we got a partnership going. Paul Maley is his name. He said Deutsche will custody services for crypto for institutional clients. So it's not going to be on the consumer side just yet. And it appears they're getting into the blockchain building space as well. The Taurus co-founder, I think they slipped up. They slipped in this gem in the press release. Deutsche can tokenize assets and provide asset services. Let me say that one more time. They can tokenize your assets. They haven't said what those assets are going to be here. Now, Firoz, I'm going to go to you first. You're closer to Germany than I am. I mean, in fact, some of your grandparents probably were bombed by them even. All right, well, will the Germans, are they going to be more likely to buy Bitcoin now that the Germany's largest bank is offering custody services? Did I add a little bit of semblance of, hey, maybe this is real?
What an intro, DZ. What an intro. So I actually studied German for 5 years, so I like to think that maybe I have a little bit of insight. And, ich spreche ziemlich Deutsch, which means I speak a little bit. So, but no, I think... No, I think the answer is yeah, they will. I think for quite a few reasons, like you also touched on before earlier. It's a very big move by a very big bank, and worldwide as well, mind you. I mean, even though they are sort of Germans at bank, they are known and recognized worldwide as a wealth management institution, actually. Firstly, they've got a very large customer base, strong brand recognition, which is quite key when you go to anybody, even when you go to somebody for advice for crypto, right? As in, if it's just somebody off the street, you're most probably not going to listen. If there's somebody that you kind of know or you've seen or, has a high standing in society, you're more likely to listen more than anything else. I think the other thing is that by offering these custody services, it's a signal, right? It's a signal to its clients. It's a signal to institutional investors and to the public that it's saying that cryptocurrencies are safe. I mean, this isn't a small bank. It's a very large, worldwide, well-recognized bank. So for that, there's a strong signal there, which is, giving us the surety, legitimacy, all of these things. And also it says that cryptocurrencies are a valuable asset to invest in. I mean, why are you not already? And so I think those things are quite key. And whilst it's not open to the public yet, regardless, there's still a public perception that's going to come about from it. And one of the things that we do see, though, is that when you have, and let's take the UK, for example, when cryptocurrencies were sort of running rampant back in 2021 during the bull cycle, the Financial Conduct Authority, they invested a lot of money trying to educate everyday folks, retail folks, about these sort of illegitimate reasons around cryptocurrencies, around the scams, around the fakes, all of these things. None of it was really positive. But here you've got a massive bank that clearly wants to get more investors jumping on board, because let's be honest, they're not doing it out of the kindness of their own heart. They're doing it because they're going to make a buck as well at the end of the day for offering those custody services. There's going to be a percentage, there's going to be a fee. But with that, the education that's going to be coming out alongside it is cryptocurrencies are safe. And so when you start seeing this from, your national bank, you are going to be leaning on the side of, you know what? Actually, I do want to buy some Bitcoin. Don't need to buy it through Deutsche Bank, but if Deutsche Bank are doing it, why don't I do it as well? So I think, the Germans will be open to it, certainly.
All right, did you hear that, chat? That was the collective sound of tens of millions of Germans all saying "da" all at once. DZ's hairline is in a cup and handle. That's Ben Cowan's game. Okay, don't bring Ben Cowan's game over here. All right. Now, Doug, they say they want to tokenize assets. I'm trying to wonder, what kind of assets do you think they're talking about here? Are they talking about real estate? Is it fur jackets? Is it old Volkswagens? What gold? What do you think they're going to be tokenizing here?
I don't know if you read the whole article, but yes, my fur coat collection will be tokenized with the Deutsche Bank. I'm very German Swiss. As you know, the Germans and Swiss have a reputation for holding on to very valuable things, right? They tokenize gold, whatever, yachts, Volkswagens. I'm just saying, like, they could. You know what I'm saying? They're the experts at this, right? In this world we live in. Now, here's another thing to think about. Like, we're talking about framing and signaling, right? And having like a very prestigious bank, international bank, do tokenization. Think about this. Do you remember that story about how Payless Shoes put on a fashion store in Beverly Hills and people walked in and just started buying stuff like crazy? $500 shoes. Oh my God, these are the most amazing sneakers / like heels I've ever seen in my life. And then to reveal, these are just like $40 Payless shoes, right? And you can see that framing, signaling are really what matters to people. When you have a huge bank and they say, hey, we're going to have custody of this, we're going to take care of this white glove service, make sure it goes well. It makes people feel not only safe, it makes them feel they're part of something prestigious, fashionable. They can tell their friends like, oh, I'm with Doge Bank. I'm going to tokenize my Volkswagen, my gold-plated Volkswagen, or my fur coat, right? So once you start doing that, it permeates through upper society, not only through people that have wealth and money, but also through politics, right? Because that's what happens with politics. People start paying for things and say, hey, I want this and that. Start putting money into politicians' pockets, right? And that's when you see policies change, status quo changes, right? So if we can make crypto and like, NFTs a little bit cool, things are going to move along faster. So I love all the stuff you guys have been saying already. I fully support this, as you know, as a very high society, very wealthy person that can afford a complete screen. And glasses from South Beach. These were not Payless shoe glasses, okay? These are high fashion glasses. The story that you tell about something's everything. Media, whatever it is. The story that you can tell your parents, your neighbors, hey, the national bank now is tokenizing thing and doing NFTs. Now it becomes a conversation you can have at Thanksgiving maybe, right? As opposed to being just NFTs are a scam, blah, 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 whatever. When you start to see it in places that people sort of respect, places with a lot of money, the narrative is going to change. So now, but the question is, when you're at Thanksgiving, DZ, with your family and your new family, are you going to be talking about NFTs more often than you did? Or are you going to sit in the kids' corner and they're going to be like, DZ, go sit the kids with your NFT talk? That's my question.
So my strategy every Thanksgiving, whenever it's brought up, I knock over the gravy boat and then I jump up and I run and I grab a towel and I try to change the subject. Yeah. Now, well, ever since 2021.
Put the turkey over your head. I'm a turkey. Yeah.
Actually, in all seriousness, Christmas 21, I told my family, do not buy at these levels. Buy when we get under 30. The next year, they were like, yeah, hey, I actually ended up buying a little when we got close to 20. I felt pretty good about that. All right, now let's go over to Crypto Blood here. Now, Crypto Blood.
Is there any time left for me to talk?
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's always time. Okay. There's always time for Crypto Blood. No one puts blood in the corner. All right, well, Blood, I'm wondering, is this going to just piss off the EU equivalent of the SEC? Is this going to piss off the EU regulators? And will that lead to them maybe not offering it to regular consumers and only institutions?
We don't need custody. Like, that's the whole point of blockchain. There's no need for this custody stuff they're doing. I don't know if I can curse on this. There's no need for that, man. Like, that's the whole point. So I think in the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to see that whole service only be really for institutions. They may need it because they want to have some layer of less accountability and, move that risk on to other parties. And those parties will be companies like this. But for individuals, we can self-custody. This is the whole point of blockchain. That's the whole point of leveraging this technology. We can have self-custody. So I'm hoping and I'm thinking that the future looks like us holding our own money. Not your keys, not your cheese, Playboy.
All right. I love it. That's some Bloodalytics for you folks. We're talking about 8-9 years trading experience. All right. I do want to give a shout out to Linqto. If you want, the description is in the chat. You can find it, or down there in the description, you find the link. Linqto lets you invest like an accredited investor, or just being a regular Joe like us, or Jane, or in the middle. Who knows? Anyways, all right, we're getting off track here. Paxos, everybody. Let's talk about Paxos. We reported on there's a miner, and then there's a fee with Bitcoin, and it looked like they swapped things. They spent $500,000 to send $200. Well, some digging, we found out who it was. It was PayPal's crypto custodian partner, Paxos. The miner goes by the name Chun. Real thing there. I don't know, maybe like Street Fighter, maybe does, the kicking move really well. But yeah, the $200, it was Paxos. Chun agreed to give back the 20 Bitcoin. So Chun, all right, hey, they put it out on Twitter. Hey, it was me. I received the 20 Bitcoin. In fact, I want to go ahead and give it back. But then hesitated after the claimant triggered them. And they got triggered by how they described a time zone. I wish I was kidding. They said they kept using EST instead of EDT UTC. And then they went on to X and did a poll. Should they do a refund, give back to the miners, split it 50-50, or freeze it? It looks like at 36%, giving it back to the miners is winning. So Chun got pissed off. You use EDT use EST instead of EDT. And they might keep the $500,000 in Bitcoin now. Pretty interesting story. Now, Firoz, they got upset at EST instead of EDT. Does this person have autism?
Aren't we all supposed to be somewhere on the spectrum?
Yes.
Okay,
And more seriously, is this kind of a ruse? And maybe I should just keep that $500,000.
Well, look, I mean, let's be honest. We've seen situations here where, we have this going on as mistakes made by retail as well, right? And who helps them out at the end of the day? You could go to an exchange and they're not going to help you out. What happens if, for example, you're supposed to receive some tokens on Ethereum and you give them an Ethereum address, but it happens to be your exchange address. And those tokens aren't listed on that exchange. Those tokens are now stuck on that exchange. And I've known people that have experienced that problem where they've got a large amount of, tokens that are ERC20 based, but are not trading on that exchange. And so the exchanges don't help out. They're just kind of stuck there on the hope that one day that, that token will get listed on the exchange and then they'll have access to it. Otherwise, they don't really help. So I've got mixed thoughts. It kind of goes back to the whole morals at the end of the day, as in you kind of know where it came from. You kind of know that it's a mistake. So, it depends. You could say on one hand, yeah, let's give it back. On the other hand, you could be really annoyed that they didn't use, whatever it was, EST instead of EDT or UTC and say, forget it. That's grounds for me to at least keep some of them at the end of the day. But, I see it happen every day. Tokens going to the wrong addresses and no one really helps anybody. So on this point, I'm actually more sort of in favor of Chun keeping a nice portion of it for himself and giving the rest back to a larger institution, because the big guys don't really help the small guys at the end of the day.
I would agree. And in fact, vast majority of countries, solo mining is not profitable. I think it's like 50 to 70, depending on Bitcoin's price any given time. Yeah. And hell hath no fury like a woman scorned or an autist when you use the wrong time zone. Referral point here. Let's just pull up the tweet here from Chun. Also goes by Sato Fishy. Actually, kind of a decent name. I was annoyed and regretted agreeing to refund the 20 Bitcoin worth $500,000, especially when I saw the person claiming it kept saying EST instead of EDT UTC. That's Eastern Standard Time versus the, I guess, globally recognized Eastern Daylight's Time. Last time a Zcash guy did that, I blocked the entire company. Here's the references to the previous tweets in which he did that. Now, strong feelings, Doug. Hype has strong feelings. My question to you, you wake up, you Chun, all right? What does Doug do?
Well, I have to say, my inbox is full of people using EST. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I'm an EST user myself. Yeah, I don't know what that dude's talking about.
I'm going back through my emails now, and I'm going to get refunds from everybody, okay? I'm going to get my EST refunds. I will find you EST users, and I'm gonna make you realize daylight savings time is a real thing. So we were looking at this tweet, right? I'm looking at it right now, and I will tell you what I voted for. Because we've learned some values in crypto that we have, like, white hats and stuff, where they'll come in, there'll be a problem, maybe they'll like steal some cash and they'll like give it back, but they'll keep like a little reward, like their warrants, or whatever, for like doing their job of like showing you your exploit, right? So in one sense, this is cool because he's kind of doing something like that. Like, do you guys agree with me out in the audience? Do you think this is cool for white hats to exist? Because I think it's kind of cool, right? And so the options are give it all the way back, distribute to miners, or go 50-50. And now with the 50-50, I think might be 50 give it back to the company and 50 going to the miners. That's what I feel like I want. I voted for 50-50, give some back and then give a big chunk to the miners, yourself, whatever. The other options freeze it. Right now, if you combine distribute to miners and 50-50, that's overwhelming, winning by a lot. So people have the same concept. They want to be like, hey, you guys made a mistake. We're usually the ones that get like, you're just riding the truck over us left and right. Like the wheel like tracks around my face. And now when you even like use the wrong terminology in a tweet, that's just like kind of, pushing it even, you know what I'm saying? He's like, bro, you went a little bit too far. So we're taking it back. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep it, right? So I can kind of get with this. He might not be autistic. He might be, but all my friends that are devs, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you guys. You might be on the spectrum and I love you just as much as I love all my non-dev friends. They're super great. DZ, 50-50 is a way to go. Maybe not that exact percentage. Maybe give back 80%, maybe kick 20, whatever it is. I believe if he does that, the internet will be behind him. And not only that, but I think he could become like, one of these like little like well-known cultural heroes. Be like he did something like Robin Hood. You know what I'm saying? That's a little bit what Web3 is about, DZ. You know what I'm saying? It's not just that you have a company, but you need to do things that give back. If you have real estate NFTs, like real gratitude, you also have to give back and do things to give back to kids, give back to foster kids. You got to do something for people. You can't just extract money, DZ. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you agree with me, but that is the Doug Hype motto.
I like the split. I think I would have kept 31% just for the culture and then gave them back the remaining, whatever that number might be.
That's what I'm saying. 30-70. That's good.
Yeah. All right. Well, Crypto Blood, we were talking about this and you had what I heard the best theory. In fact, at the time I hadn't even thought about it. They just swapped, what they sent. Well, now we know who it was. It was Paxos, the big partner of PayPal. Is this changing Blood's opinion on Paxos and PayPal due to the apparently ineptitude?
No, not at all. Chum, whatever his name is, go ahead and keep it. Even though Chum or Chung, buddy, I use EST, okay? I don't know about you. You must be from across the water with Firoz, okay? But we use EST over here, homie.
It's B for me. BST.
Oh man, BST. All right, Firoz.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
No,
well,
I think go ahead and keep it, man. Go ahead and keep it. We need less custodians, and PayPal is not a friend of crypto. Honestly, not the little guys. So keep it.
Okay, all right. And so you would keep it now. What do you think he's going to end up doing? Say, looking back, I don't know, probably next day or two, we'll figure it out. Is he going to keep it? Is he going to send it? Is he going to split it?
No, he's not. No, he's going to send it back. He's going to send it back. It's just so funny because people act certain ways on the internet. Like if this was a real life in-person transaction, he would not have those balls. He would not be like, you said EST, I ain't giving you 500,000 back. No, he would give it back. So, I know he's going to give it back, but, he should keep it.
All right. Well, Chun, it's been an interesting story, full of intrigue. Keep us posted what you end up doing with the Chun. We really want to know. All right, but let's talk about some Elon Musk. Let's just share this headline here. Elon Musk Biography just dropped. I'm in the middle of reading it right now by Walter Isaacson. Here are the important excerpts about Dogecoin. All right, first, him and his brother had two ideas for a social media platform. His brother pitched him totally decentralized, Doge as the payment backbone, underlying this entire system. Elon had a second idea. Oh, maybe I just end up buying Twitter. Well, we saw how that one ended up playing out. Next bombshell, Musk confirmed that SBF wanted to finance or help finance the Twitter takeover, but he resisted the idea because SBF, quote, had set off his bullshit meter. Next, third, and we have four bombshells here. Third, he was a little indifferent to blockchain tech. Quote, despite the fun he had with Dogecoin, he was not a blockchain acolyte and felt it would be too sluggish to support Twitter postings. And then the fourth biggest bombshell here, folks. This is the big takeaway. Elon is a secret Doge developer. Funder, actually, a little asterisk here. He is secretly backing the people building the Doge community and the Doge network. Here's what the book had to say about Doge. The semi-serious cryptocurrency whose development Musk had quietly been funding. So he's been quietly funding Dogecoin this entire time. Now, Firoz, what are your thoughts on the quiet funding? I mean, you probably have a better insight of what that looks like. Probably some Telegram chats, probably sent some people a giant bag of Doge. But what's actually happening as far as boots on the ground? I mean, think they're trying to make a wallet? Is it biz dev partnerships? What does this look like?
I think, if we kind of look at it, Elon, he's a smart guy, right? So if anything, with X being, the all-in-one platform, clearly he's going to be bringing Doge along for the ride more than anything else. Now, I don't necessarily think, Doge is going to provide anything more to his platform, but Doge will be a core part of it. Core part being that, it's going to use the cryptocurrency. You might be able to trade it, peer-to-peer, just the usual stuff more than anything else. I think the main takeaway from here, knowing that he's funding it, is that, I treat Doge like it's staple, right? It's the same as bread and milk. You need it. You're going to have it every day. And it's been here for the last couple of cycles. It certainly isn't going to go anywhere. And all this really does to me is that it reinforces the fact that now you have, an A-list celebrity behind it who's always going to be talking about it because he always plans to have it involved in his, great grand scheme of whatever the X platform becomes at the end of the day. And all of that, alongside with everything in crypto, the speculation, the hype that goes behind it, this is always good news. So every time he's going to tweet something, everyone's going to get all excited because they know that whilst he's tweeting to fill his own bags, let's be honest, he's also tweeting and, everyone else is still going to be buying because they know that Doge is going to be here in the next bull cycle. In fact, it's going to go, not financial advice, but it will go up. It always does. And then it will go back down again, just like the rest of the cycle. So that's my take on it, DZ.
You know what? I'm putting up a portfolio graphic. If I had 100K, where would I put? I had 8 coins. Doge made it on the list at 6 cents. Yeah. I feel like it's pretty safe. I'm pretty much in agreement with all that there. Now, Doug, secretly backing. Now that Walter Isaacson, pretty well respected. It hasn't been refuted by Elon. So now that we can assume that Elon is secretly funding Doge's development, does that change the Doug hype long-term outlook?
Absolutely. You know what, DZ, I have to be honest. I'm not a huge coin flipper guy, but I really believe in people and, their intention, right? So I love Doge in general, the message. In fact, I'm good friends with Gary and Julia, who own the Doge Clarion, that goes from all the conferences and stuff. They're wonderful people. They have amazing stuff. I just retweeted them on Twitter. Go look them up. Shout out, because they're trying to do good in the world. Doge stands for doing good every day. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been a supporter of Doge. And now that I know that they could potentially even be intertwined somehow with
Oh, no, we can hear you. We can hear you. We'll go to a 4 shot here.
So, yeah, okay, It's fine. It's fine. I'll bring it back up in just 1 second.
I'll lip sync for you.
There we go. We had a technical issue. Sorry about that. Lip sync me. Thank you. Hello. So now that we know that it's potentially intertwined with maybe Twitter or something else, I'm very bullish on it because it's a combination of not only something that's been around for a long time, everybody kind of knows about it, but if it can get a little bit more hype from X and Twitter, and, there's all these associations with it that make me actually feel like I want to be part of it. You can do good in the world. It actually has an intention behind it. DZ, that's what I'm actually all about. So I'm 1,000% on board right now with Doge. This is actually wonderful news. When you emailed that to me, I was like, yes, let's get the message out. Let's get freaking Gary and Julia on the dang show from the Doge Clarion. You know what I'm saying? Let's see the action that's happening out in the world of people actually doing things to affect other lives in cities all over the planet and helping people. Because that's really, for me, what Web3 is all about, DZ. I should get 10 points just for saying that, I think. 10 points.
You know what? You get 2, and also awesome stuff there. You can get that tweet at Doug Hype on X. All right, Crypto Blood here. Now, a takeaway I found pretty surprising. He's like, well, the SBF, the bullshit meter went right off. This guy has Asperger's. He's literally known for not being able to read social cues. So my question to you is, Do you think most people who met SBF also had their BS meter go off and just chose to ignore it? Or is he just this master manipulator?
I guess they're both. I think they're both Asperger's. So it's, I mean,
God, dang it, that's actually it.
That's the truth. So no, here's what it looked like. This was SBF talking and whispering in Elon's ear right there. Elon's the alien. We all know he's the alien. Like, he's not from this. He's not from this earth. Clearly, he's like, hey, can I put a little money in your pocket?
All right. Well,
that's 10 points right there for me.
Well,
man.
it should
points.
be. It should be.
It does.
All right. So,
points,
but the normal people, the Maxine Waters, the other people,
Maxine Waters.
I'm sorry, the normal elites, that hung out with SBF. They didn't say anything about the BS meter. In fact, they're giving him a bunch of money. Why didn't they have the meter go off the charts?
They're not Asperger. They're just.
I figured you were going to go that way.
They're just crazy. They're just crazy. So,
all right.
Hey, man, I think Elon did the right thing. Didn't take any money from him because, good God, it would be a mess, right? That would taint his image.
Oh, he would have read Caroline's messages. He would have read Caroline's DMs for sure.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. So good for him. I told you guys on around the blockchain many moons ago. Doge is a sleeper in the sense that I think he is going to use and integrate Doge fully into the X platform once it goes full DeFi Web3. And that's a layup, really.
I'm gonna put out a price prediction for Doge. Previous top was around 70 cents, 69 cents. It is inflationary. I think it's billions coming out every year annually. What is the next price?
5 million.
Is it? It might be 5 million a day or something like that. So it comes out at 0.1 some. But either way, it is inflationary. A lot more tokens than there was in 2021. So we're going to need it to have a much higher market cap to hit 69 cents.
Right.
DZ's going to say 64 cents as smart money gets out and pushes the price down. 64 cents. Crypto. Going to $1. Man. Doug Height, are you willing to put out a price prediction here for Doge next bull run?
Okay, so where are we at right now? At like 6 cents or something for the next bull
run?
Doge,
6 cents.
What's going to happen is Doge will go up to 40, 50 cents, and then it'll come down. We're going to have a snake thing, and it'll come down. So we're going to need continual things to happen. If we can see Gary and Julie out in the Doge clearing, doing good in the world, like freaking Santa Claus, and get on TV, right? And people can see that Doge is like not just a coin. It's about beautiness and helping the world. Then the idea of what Web3 is and what cryptocurrency is can maybe change a little bit. You know what I'm saying, DZ? Like we are like being thrown under the bus left and right for having like new technology and new ways to do things. And yeah, it invites people in that might take advantage of that. But there are so many cool people I've met in this space that have gone around the world helping people, like helping women that are needy in third world countries and children and stuff all over the world, where they've like given up their Wall Street, their Silicon Valley job to go do that because they actually see something that's worth using all their skill and talent to do. Okay, so that's what we need to do. We need a combination of awesome business and caring about people. And that is the secret to success in this world, baby. You know
and I will say, well, Trump, all of that is hype from an Elon post because it's going to be a hype-driven narrative coming in the bull run, just like it is every time. Firoz, I think, so Doug, you're coming in at 40, 50 cents?
Yeah, I'm
with a
40,
potential upside, if it expands.
If we really get an Elon pump and it actually is added to X and it's something that's viable that we use, then like it could go off the charts. There's no price prediction for that. It could become, a huge thing.
It could equal a Bitcoin?
It could go beyond.
I'm just Firoz.
Equal to Bitcoin.
Firoz, what's your prediction here? Oh, this is around the blockchain. It was supposed to just be a number, but Doug was just too hype, folks.
I agree with Blood. It's going to $1. Yeah, it's going to $1. I mean, look at the last cycle. What happened there, right? Once we get into the peak of the next bull cycle, and one thing, that I'd say everyday retail, because the problem is retail start piling in at the top of the peak cycle, right? And so what do they start looking around, everyone's going to be shouting, Doge to $1, Doge to $1. It went to like 70 cents last time. So, and 30 cents more is nothing. To be honest, I think it must really go well above $1. Not maybe like $1.20 or something, topping out somewhere around there. And that's it, because people aren't going to look at market caps for Doge. They're just going to think, oh yeah, that's cheap.
Yeah,
and
you're right. And it's going to hit $1, and they're going to say $10 is next.
In trading, DZ, they go for psychological whole numbers, and they were trying to go for the $1, 1.00. They're going to go for it, and they're going to get it. For sure.
Yep. All right. So bold predictions. If you're listening or you're watching, type in your Doge prediction. We might look at it, make a little aggregate here, but that's all we got time for today. And Firoz, you ended up taking it home. Doug, now that final round was a 0-point round, given that if you might have taken it, Doug. I think you got it next time though. But Firoz took it this time. You know what? It was the German. You studied it for 5 years. All I know is Da and Du hast. Only because the song repeats it over and over.
What song is that? That's from
Rammstein. Good old Rammstein. Yeah. You didn't know a Rammstein reference was going to happen this episode, but you never know. Firoz,
you didn't know Blood knew. You didn't know Blood knew a Rammstein. Yeah.
You always surprise me. The contrarian one. Firoz, please leave us with some parting thoughts.
DZ again, thanks for having me on. And guys, if you're not, please smash up the likes, follow around the blockchain, follow Doug Hype, follow Crypto Blood, and you know what? It's a 15x for Doge from here, not financial advice if we hit that dollar. So take that as you will.
All right, 59 cents, 42 cents, $2, 10 cents, $1.43, $1.60. We'll see. We're all going to be on this journey together. I do know that. Hit that like button on the way out. Make sure you check out everyone's links in the description. Check out Linqto. If you're not an accredited investor, it lets you to access some of those portals. Until next time, easy out.